So immediately it presents as a pretty dark crumble cake. I'm looking at it now. I think they couldn't fit the entire thing in here. Sorry, I'm gonna stop for a second while the noise is outside. That's awesome. Here is a piece of the cake. Let's just break into it. It doesn't seem that moist. It might need some drying time, but regardless, let's see if I can get enough leverage. So immediately, very nice clean flakes, and I figure this is easier than trying to rub out the entire cake. I'll just cut it into small millimeter or so flakes to try it out, and then I'll see if it needs some drying time. Awesome. So it actually seems it might need a hint of time to dry, but it doesn't seem too moist, which is unlike some of the cakes that I have smoked. So I'll be smoking it in my I think this is a piccolo, a Rossi. I really enjoy it. It's really light. I have a piece of the vinyl on the mouth just to clench, and this is my English pipe. So I'll go ahead and rub some of this out. I prefer to smoke all of my blends on the more moist side, and the reason for that is I feel like I get a lot more of the original flavors or those that might be intended. That being said, some of them do need to be dried. I actually found on Reddit recently someone saying that they microwave their blends. Um, I have started to do that with some aromatics. I'm not the biggest fan of aromatics, but some of them definitely do need some microwave time. So I'll go ahead and I'll actually leave this to dry just for a little bit. Um, and I'll get back to you. Okay, we are back. I am going to go ahead and light this pipe. I'm not really going to break it up that much. I don't really care. Usually, by tamping it down, it kind of breaks things up. So I'll go ahead. This is technically cube flake in big chunks. I usually fold and stuff, but to just go ahead here. Let me go ahead and light this one up. My lighter is a old boy. I used to use the butane, sorry, not butane, the Zippo pipe insert, but I realized I could taste the Zippo fluid, and I like Bix, but I decided to splurge and get this one, and it's been a lighter that I really enjoy. I actually want to be careful. I don't want to mix my ashes on here, and the reason is because this will be going back into the tin. Well, actually, I'm going to immediately jar it as I do, but here we go. Nice. So that was the char light. I'm gonna go ahead and do the full light. Okay. So something really interesting I am finding right now is the sweetness. I didn't expect it to be sweet despite the name Plum Pudding, and the reason is most English blends I try are very Latakia forward, and so I interpret that as kind of an earthy, musty, and smoky top note. In this case, I'm getting a lot of sweetness, and it reminds me a little bit of Maltese Falcon. So this is going to be something I compare later on. Yeah, it's definitely sweet and creamy, but it doesn't take away from any of the. Well, actually, I guess it's the Latakia is not as forward as one would expect for an English or a Balkan. Specifically, a Balkan, you'd expect more Orientals, but this is actually not a Latakia bomb. It's definitely not a nightcap. And I have actually, before, I have smoked pure Latakia, and that was actually a pleasant experience, surprisingly. And it could be because that was a bit on the drier side, so I didn't get as much of the like kind of salty, overly salty, savory flavors from it. But let me continue with this. So I initially thought that this blend was one that you had to go to Seattle to get when I first started smoking a pipe, and it was just my luck. A couple months after that, that I was researching where I can get it from online, and obviously it popped up on Smoking Pipes because I think Cornell and Deal manufactures it. I believe they use the same grades for the Cornell and Deal GL Peace. Pretty much all the blends that they manufacture there. I actually emailed them to check if that was the case, and I will let you guys know. Something I'm really appreciating is the fact that it's not incredibly Latakia forward. You are getting a bit more of the complexity. I think that I had mentioned it reminds me of Maltese Falcon. And Maltese Falcon by GLPs is, I think, one of my favorite English blends. And the reason being the reduced savoriness allows for other less expected notes to come forward, and that includes the sweetness, and which I think I look forward to in a lot of my tobaccos, but a little bit of the floral essence, some of the woodiness, um, the creaminess of the Cavendish, a little bit of the spice, and by spice, it's not always pepper with Perique, but it's just a little bit of the complexity of, um, of that slightly fermented tobacco that you can get. So just going ahead on Puffin, I'm going to go ahead and find Plum Pudding Special Reserve. Mm. And I will go ahead and review it. And as I review this, I really invite you guys to also review it. It'll average out with my review and what I'm getting from this. It'll get a more accurate community profile for Plum Pudding, and I think it'll help a lot of new smokers as well as old ones figure out what they should be looking for. And I'm just going to look at this and see whether or not it fits the flavor profile of it. Usually my wife would tell me how bad or good something smells. And so, just like that, I'm going to go ahead and submit my review. And I prefer the Special Reserve Plum Pudding. In this case, yes, still over Byzantium. So this was a quick review. I have a lot of other blends to review that I've smoked before. So these will probably be ones that I introduce and go through. But briefly, I wanted to compare Maltese Falcon with the Plum Pudding. So, okay. And yeah, this is something that I generally got, but in this case, the sweetness goes to Maltese Falcon as well as the cream. Um, and the floral, but the vegetative, the herbal nature goes to the special reserve, as well as the slightly sour and fermented. I think overall it's a really good blend. I will be smoking it again. I think it's kind of generally unfair. I put it against Maltese Falcon, which is one of my favorite English blends, um, even more so than Quiet Nights, just because of the sweetness. But if you guys like this, let me know if I should do a specific blend that I have, or if there are things you're specifically looking for in a quick review. Um, yeah, thank you. If you guys know that this blend improves with age, please let me know. I would be excited to try it maybe in a couple years and review it then. And if you have other recommendations for blends that you'd like to see, also let me know in the comments. I'll go ahead. I might likely have them. And if not, I don't mind ordering them and cracking the tin on camera for you guys. Thank you.